What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. This video is about Katie and the lawsuit. It was dismissed today, Monday, March 15th, 2021. So that is what this video is going to be about. It's going to give you guys a rundown of what was kind of in the documents. I'm not a lawyer. I can't give you guys an actual breakdown of it, but I can kind of go based off what I read and also what Uncivil has already told us on his live stream. I will link it in the description box below. If you don't like watching my content where I discuss things concerning Katie, go ahead and click off. I completely understand. Some people is just tired of it, and I get it. I try not to do videos about Katie too much. It's kind of oversaturated right now. There's a lot going on, so there's a lot of videos out there about Katie, and a lot of people is just kind of getting tired of it. Don't worry, my reality TV news and gossip videos, I'm still going to make those. I'm going to be recording another video after this. So please don't think you have to unsubscribe to me because I'm covering Katie. I will always cover my reality TV content a lot more, and I will never get rid of that. So if you're still here and you want to hear about what happened today, the case was dismissed. The documents were dropped a couple hours ago, and I have an alert on my phone because I do have a Pacer account now. I decided a couple weeks ago that I would put a Dropbox on my Twitter account where I would download all the files for anyone that wanted to see that. There was someone else doing that. That person decided not to do it anymore, so I kind of took over with that. That way people did not have to go pay for Pacer and look up these documents or wait until a YouTuber could get around to going live. Even myself, when the documents first started coming out, I was just like antsy waiting for Emily or Uncivil to go live and break it down for us. So I think it's a good idea that there's a Dropbox up for people as soon as they drop for someone to go and look at it if they want to. So I went ahead and I'd done that a couple weeks ago. Today I got a notification that there was another document filed. I immediately clicked on it, and I was shocked to see that the case was dismissed. And it was dismissed on jurisdiction. It was not dismissed because they did not state a claim. There is a difference there. This was dismissed for failure to prove jurisdiction. If it would have been dismissed for failure to state a claim, that would be a completely different ballgame. Like I said, I'm not a lawyer, so this is just me kind of giving a rundown just from common sense, and then a rundown based off what Uncivil Law has already said. And his video is going to be linked in the description box below. Now, Uncivil and Nate, the lawyer, both kind of called this. They both were saying that they thought that it could possibly be dismissed on grounds of jurisdiction. Now, from what I can understand, what that means basically is there's kind of like this guideline that the court system will go by to see if they actually qualify for jurisdiction. Tati's side did not do everything in order for it to meet those guidelines. And I think that Tati's side done everything that they could to try to prove, look, she has an agent in Washington, that being Florien. Her videos, people in Washington play them. In her analytics, she can see that she has X amount of viewers out of Washington, or a percentage of her viewers out of Washington. Now, the best I can understand from reading the documents and from what Uncivil Law told us is that she did not directly have people in Washington watching her stuff. Like, she just put it out into YouTube, and then whoever watched it, watched it. If this would have been purposely, if she would have purposely been putting out videos that would have went straight into a system where only Washington residents could watch these videos, and she knew, okay, only Washington people are going to watch these, and I'm going to make these videos about Tati, and only people in Washington can see them, and I'm going to make as many videos as I can so Washington residents can see it, then it would have mattered more. Uncivil Law brought up a case, or actually Uncivil Law didn't. In the documents, it talks about a case. The National Enquirer ran this story, and they printed 600,000 copies of this story and sent the papers straight to California. And it affected someone in California. So that probably would give more grounds of jurisdiction, whereas Katie, she was not purposely putting this out just to people in Washington. I guess it makes sense. I was kind of she got super chats from Washington. She admitted in a video that she found records out of a Washington database, but in the documents it says that she also says that she got records from other states like Hawaii, California, that she searched other just general search engines that got the records and they were out of these, certain states, but that also did not qualify. So I guess you have to really prove that she purposely had some sort of link to Washington, whereas Katie really didn't. Like, everything that happened with her as far as Washington was kind of like just coincidental, I guess. Like, yes, she had people that watched her, but it was not her forcing this on them or her sending it just out to Washington. You guys get my drift here? So that's kind of where it is. So it was dismissed. Also, they did rule on a motion for sanctions. That was denied. Obviously, the documents basically said, like, we're not even going to mess with the sanctions because we're dismissing this case. We're dropping it. It's done. So why would we rule on anything else? We're not going to sanction this attorney when we're dismissing this whole case. So for anyone that is more curious about the breakdown of why it was dismissed, I highly suggest watching Uncivil Law. He breaks it down in a way that I can understand it. So I think he would break it down in a way that you guys can understand it. Uncivil Law, like I said, him and Nate, the lawyer, both said that they thought that this could happen. Another thing that Uncivil called was the fact that Lori's declaration and Lori's part in this would not really be relevant. And the judge actually said that, or that was actually in the documents, that Lorianne's part in this is irrelevant. And when Uncivil called this, he was like, I told you guys, I told you. And I always thought that it was relevant. I thought that it was because I was like, well, it proves that she had like someone in Washington. She knew that this person was in Washington. She knew this was like her pit bull for her that would go around and do these things for her, that would mass flag for her, and it still wasn't enough. And the judge straight up basically said Florien is irrelevant to the situation. So it wasn't enough, you guys. And I know at first I was kind of like, oh my gosh, this is gonna literally be what Katie needs to think that she done no wrong and that she could just jump right back on her account, her YouTube channel, and just go full force at people. And I think she's probably gonna do that for a while, you guys. However, I think she may be knocked back on her butt when they refile, because I do think they will refile, and they can refile. And according to Uncivil, there is no time limit for when they can refile. Like, they don't have to wait 30 days. They don't have to wait 10 days. According to Uncivil, they can refile today if they wanted to. And I absolutely believe that they will refile. Now, from what I understand, they can refile as quickly as possible. And Saltsy could still be her attorney on this case. However, she would have to find another attorney in Minnesota to be a part of the case as well, to like handle things over there, because Saltsy's probably not certified or qualified to handle the case over there, but he can be a part of this. Just because I don't even think Saltz was the main attorney for the Washington case, because I think he is actually out of California, but he was still on the case. So from what I understand and what I think, I absolutely think she would keep Saltz on this. And if I know anything just from keeping up with this and, keeping up with Saltz the way that I did, Saltz kind of takes things personal, like to some degree. Like, obviously I think he keeps it kind of professional, but I think when he sees certain people come at him the way that Katie came at him, I think then it becomes a little bit personal. And I think the fact that he received threats, his daughter's pictures were used on these psych accounts, I think this is probably a little bit personal for him, and I don't see him just laying down and taking this defeat. I think he is probably right now working on getting this refiled in Minnesota. And at first, I kind of saw this as a defeat, and I was kind of bummed out about this, but it's actually a good thing, you guys, because Minnesota laws for defamation are way more harsh than Washington laws. Just from what I was reading about it, it's easier to prove, and it's a criminal offense from what I understand. You can recoup more damages. So from what I understand, this could be a lot worse for Katie if they refile and they win. It could be easier for them to win in her home state. And she's already out a bunch of money, you guys. I was watching Uncivil Law, and he was estimating that it was over $100,000, maybe close to $150,000 that has already been spent on this case. So now, while Katie is, on her Twitter and on her YouTube, so happy, she thinks that it's done and over with, when she gets served again with another suit, she's going to have to, once again, hire an attorney in her home state. Now, she may go with the attorney that she had for all these years. I don't know. She may keep Brown, but she's going to have to add someone else on if she don't keep the attorney that she was using that's out of her home state. And I don't even know if he's qualified. I don't know if he's that type of an attorney that he could deal with defamation. But either way, this is just going to cost Katie more money. Everything that was filed before will possibly be refiled, and there's going to be more fees, and it's going to cost a lot of money. If it's cost anywhere from what Uncivil Law has told us, I mean, this is just, I mean, $150,000, you guys, that's a lot. That's a lot. And I mean, that may have been what Katie was estimated to make within a year. So I don't really know how she's paying for this. I don't know. But what I do know is that Tati is not going to be paying Katie's bills. I know I saw someone ask that question. Like, hey, can Katie ask that Tati pay her legal fees? Well, not for everything that just happened. For that case is done. It's over with. It's dismissed. Tati has to pay her legal fees. Katie has to pay her legal fees. Now, if it's refiled and say way later on, whatever happens, Tati loses and then Katie files for Tati to pay her fees, then maybe that might be something in the future. But right now, Katie has to pay everything. Everything that has happened, that's on her. Unless somebody behind the scenes, like, I don't know, Clark Swanson or someone is paying her fees, and that's falling on Katie. So when it's refiled in Minnesota, she's going to have more fees to take care of. She's going to have to possibly hire another attorney in her home state, another team. And once again, they're going to have to probably file that motion to dismiss, hoping that that'll fall through like it did this time. And when it doesn't, a lot of money is still going to be spent fighting this. And I absolutely think Katie defamed Tati. Absolutely. I 1,000% think that she defamed Tati. I think it was maliciously. And I think that Tati and her attorney will be able to prove that. Because like I said, this was dismissed on grounds of jurisdiction, not because they did not state a claim, not that they don't have an actual case, because I think they absolutely have a case. And I think we're going to get it over here in Minnesota. I think they're going to be filing soon, and I think we're going to win. At some point, Katie may even run out of money to fight this, you guys, because $150,000 just from October, let's see, we're 5 months, $150,000. And like I said, everything that has been filed up to date will probably have to be filed again in this new case. What I think Katie should have done is when she got this lawsuit, should have just went ahead and filed for a dismissal, and then they should have just stayed quiet. Like if Saltz was going to file his motions, unless they absolutely had to respond to him, I think they probably should have just stayed quiet and not went ahead and filed all the things that they filed when jurisdiction had not even been ruled on, because it hadn't even been ruled on, you know? That was just a lot of money that was thrown away. So I'm going to try to think of some questions that I saw some people asking, so I can kind of answer them here. Also, if you have questions, you can put them in the comment section, and I'll try to make sure I get to them. But I saw a few questions, and some was, like I said, can Saltz refile? Absolutely. Is there a time limit on like when he has to or he can't? He can refile at any point in time, and I don't know if like he has up to a year to refile. I know some things you have like a year to file on. I don't know about this, but he can file today, tomorrow, anytime. Can he stay on Tati's legal team? Absolutely, but they're just going to have to find someone else in Minnesota, from my understanding. Another good thing that I want to point out is the fact that now, this was kind of like a run through for them, like a little bit of a trial and error. Like I think now Saltz can look at what happened here, and anything that he thinks maybe he don't need to use next time, like maybe certain people's declarations, or maybe he can go through those declarations and take things out that maybe might not be what we thought it was. I think now he can perfect some of the things that maybe were not perfect at first, should I say. You know what I'm saying? Because I think a lot of these things are going to be refiled, but I think some of those things maybe need to be changed up a bit. Maybe some declarations need to be taken out altogether, just because of we don't, you know, certain things maybe looking as not what they seem. So I think they have an even better shot now, because they've already done this like trial and error thing. You know what I'm saying? They've realized like, okay, well, we believe this, well, maybe we shouldn't have, or this was said when that's really not the truth. So we're going to take this out and we're going to refile with XYZ, and we're going to leave these things out. So I think it's going to be even better for us, you guys, for the people that we were just looking for some sort of justice in this situation, because I know I, for one, was looking for justice. A lot of people have told me, you should sue Katie. And it's not that easy. You know, just filing a lawsuit on somebody is not that easy. So when Tati filed this lawsuit, I kind of really looked at it as like justice for me as well. Katie has jumped on her channel and talked about whoever, whenever, and whatever anytime she's wanted to. Whether she wants to dog someone for their parenting, dog someone for their religion, dog someone for their culture, dog someone for their past addictions, like Nick Snyder, how she got on there and talked about him being, you know, whatever. All these things she has done to people without consequence. She's never gotten in trouble from YouTube. You know, nobody's ever sued her. And I think if this lawsuit is just dismissed and Tati does not refile, we are going to have one hellion on YouTube. We are going to have one, in my opinion, demon on YouTube, because this lady is going to feel like, she already feels like she's won. I mean, you guys see her tweeting that she's won this, and in her mind, in Katie's mind, because this is the way that Katie's mind works, it's because she was right. See, the judge agreed, I didn't do anything wrong, when really that's not the case. The judge did not say you didn't do anything wrong. The judge just said it doesn't qualify to be handled here. You guys are going to have to go somewhere else. That's it. But in Katie's mind, and Katie is even, I don't know if Katie really believes this, but she's even putting this out to her followers. See, I was right. Thank you guys. We won. That was not the case. And I think if this is not refiled somewhere else, like I said, she's going to be 90-0, talking about whoever, whenever, and whatever, 10 times worse than she already has, because she literally has defamed the hell out of people and got no punishment for it. So I want to see this refiled. I absolutely think that it will be refiled. And from what I am understanding, Tati's side has already said that it would be refiled in the event that it was dismissed on grounds of jurisdiction. I have heard that that has been put out there, that if it was ever dismissed on grounds of jurisdiction, they would refile. So I'm going to be watching out for this, you guys. I'm waiting. I don't want to see that not happen. Because I think Katie is going to be 10 times worse. I think she is going to feel like she can get on her channel and say whatever she wants to say about someone. I think she's going to feel like she can get on her channel and lie about someone and attack someone and hurt people to the worst degree possible, and feel like, oh, I can do it because I've done it before and nothing happened. Look, people tried to sue me and they didn't. They couldn't win. So there's no limits to what I can do or say, because it never works out for them. It's always dropped for some reason. Because this is the first time that someone's tried to sue Katie. You know, so I'm looking forward to the day that it is filed in Minnesota, and Minnesota laws defamation laws are way harsher, and it's easier to prove defamation. And from what I can understand, you can end up getting more damages. I think it's going to happen. You guys leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm trying to think of any more questions that anybody may have had when I was on Twitter and when I was watching Uncivil Law. Oh, Katie now can delete anything that she wants. That was something that somebody asked. Is the order to not delete your stuff, is that still in play? None of those orders are still in play. Katie can delete whatever she wants to delete. She can talk about whatever she wants to talk about now. Now, someone asked, if Katie chooses to talk about this, could it hurt her? Absolutely. Anything that she says from this point on, Salts could be over there recording it and could use it if he chooses to file again, which, like I said, I think he will. And that's the word on the streets, is that he's going to. So absolutely anything that she says from this point on could be used against her. She can delete whatever she wants to delete. She can talk about whatever she wants to talk about, but that does not mean that it may not come back and bite her in the butt in the event that this is refiled. So you guys leave me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. I am going to be paying attention to this. I'm going to be just waiting around for those documents to drop. I have reached out to Salts already. Hopefully he will respond. But yeah, I have to give props to Uncivil Law and even Nate the lawyer. They both called this. And I think when they called it, I think when they said, you know, we think this could be dismissed on grounds of jurisdiction, I think a lot of people got a little upset with them and was like, what? You know, and kind of viewed them as on Katie's side. Kind of looking back now, I get what they're saying. They was not looking at this from a biased standpoint, whereas me, I'm like, no, it shouldn't be dismissed. Like, they've proved jurisdiction. You know, Florien over there, they know way more than I know. They know way more than just the average. You know, this is law. This is what they do. So I really do feel like they were being a little bit more unbiased than I was. Even Even Uncivil saying that Florien, her declaration and her part in this was, it didn't matter. You know, it didn't matter. Once again, I was like, are you crazy? Yes, it matters. It didn't, you guys. And I think it does prove that Uncivil knew what he was talking about. And while sometimes I'm sitting over here and I'm being so biased that I'm even arguing with a lawyer, I'm even over here like, what are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about. You know, it proves that these lawyers know what they're talking about. So I'm going to keep paying attention to them. I'm going to keep watching Uncivil and listen to what he's got to say, because I probably think out of everybody, he may be the least biased in this. That's just my opinion of that. You guys leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this. I think I was shocked, but I got on Twitter and a lot of people was like, we're coming for you, you know, we're coming to Minnesota. And I was like, yes, that's right, that's right. So this is not the end, you guys. She has not won. We're just going to wait for the day that this is refiled, and I think it's coming. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Leave your thoughts and your questions in the comment section below, and I will try to answer them the best that I can. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye, everyone.